severity of the shortages going to delay results in any way, shape, or form?
I don't anticipate it to have any kind of severe impact, but I don't even think it's the delay as much as just the unprecedented turnout. Now our chiefs are focusing towards reconciling, and so that's going to take some time.
Understanding how the shortage happened, does every polling place get the same number of ballots?
No.
How do you estimate?
So we work towards using previous elections. We do busy locations, registered voter turnout. Like college universities, we usually focus on like election day registrations. And like I said, for a spring election of this type, we target towards like a 40 to 50% turnout, and we saw a lot higher numbers this election.
Do you use a uniform formula citywide so everyone gets 50% of their turnout?
It depends. It depends on the location.
Do you have a sense for when you might finish tonight? I mean, we're looking at before midnight?
I'm thinking before midnight.
And do you think it'll be before midnight that you're actually taking it to the county, or
Yes.
will you upload it to the county?
Yes. Yeah, no, I think that we'll take them to the county before midnight. I'm feeling pretty confident right now. So, yeah, it's 8:30, right? Yep, 8:30 at 48,000. We're doing pretty good.
Have you had any issues with absentee ballot counting today? I mean, how has it all gone?
No, it's been pretty smooth sailing. Yeah. So again, even with absentee numbers, it also was record breaking. The last spring election, which was also a high turnout for historically for Milwaukee, we counted 35,000, just over 35,000 ballots for that Supreme Court race in 2023. We're at 55,000 here, so I mean that's a huge shift. And then for early voting, we went from 13,000 about 13,000 for early voting in 2023 to over 20,000 this election. So Milwaukee was very excited to vote.
A question about the ballots that have been processed. Does that also include ballots that maybe were considered spoiled, cured? I guess is that number encompassed within that?
Are you talking about for central count or polling locations?
For absentee ballots, right?
Okay, so when we process absentee ballots, we don't spoil ballots here. So these ballots are people come into the mail. They're not cured here because all of that should have happened prior to. What happens here is the ballot eligible? Does it have its witness signature? Does it have its voter signature? If everything complies, we open that ballot and then we process it. Sometimes what'll happen is if the ballot gets damaged, it'll get a tear and it doesn't process through the system, we have to reconstruct that ballot. That's what we do. It's a bipartisan team that does that so that we make sure that voter's vote does count.
Is there an indication of how many, that needed to go through that process out of the?
I wouldn't know that offhand. I mean, it's just it's a normal part of the election process. Paper tears happen all the time. So we didn't see anything major. Sometimes you'll have if the the ballot is too close to the mail opener machine, you might have a ballot tear, but that didn't happen here. We've done a really good job of training our workers to tap those envelopes down.
I know you said you ordered additional ballots ahead of this election. Mm-hmm. Did you also have to staff up? What other preparation went into making sure that you could get through this whole election, given that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we did staff up. Once we saw our early voting numbers tick up, we staffed up. I mean, the great thing, though, and the part that makes me so proud about being this job is that Milwaukeeans and our poll workers here are amazing. I didn't have a problem recruiting people. I mean, people stepped up to work. Even in these last few hours when we needed to find extra couriers, I've got 10 extra people that stepped up to do it for us. I mean, so it's pretty amazing. Makes me proud to be a Milwaukeean that people took that effort. And so I think that really helped to move along the process despite the lines.
How much did you have to step up to have those numbers?
I don't, but I mean, typically we're staffing in the thousands. Polling locations is over 3,500 people is typically what we staff. Here at Central Count, we have over 125 people. So as you'll see in the operations center, it is packed. So we staffed up pretty well, and I think that's also why we're doing so well in terms of the numbers moving quickly.
How many polling locations are active today?
We had 180 polling locations. All right, all good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, let me get you up to speed here on what's happening up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is a hotly contested race. Brad Schimmel, backed by Elon Musk, who was up in Wisconsin this past weekend against Susan Crawford, who has the support of Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker and former President Barack Obama. Well, now Milwaukee officials are saying that voter turnout was so great they ran out of ballots. So here's what they're doing. There are 7 locations, according to officials up in Milwaukee, that ran out of ballots. So anyone in line, election officials are saying, will get the chance to vote. They just have to stay in line while officials get more ballots. It's unclear how many more, but it sounds like historic, a record turnout in Milwaukee for this type of election. Liz Nagy is up there for us. She filed a couple live reports earlier in the day. She will have a live report for us tonight at 10. But once again, locations, 7 of them in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, have run out of ballots. Election officials now getting those ballots to those polling places so that people can vote. And anyone in line, once again, will get to vote. And that's the latest from Chicago. I'm Rob Elgas with ABC 7. Join Cheryl and me at 10. We'll have the latest on this with a live report from Liz.